Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, this April the 6th, 2025 nightly video daily update as we're back home from our side job just north of downtown Detroit inside the comfortable, warm Vincenzo compound with a seasonably nice but yet somewhat chilly JE overcast and a current temperature of 43 degrees in the great state of Michigan, right? And bell notification, become members of Jabroni Killers. As you can see, the market has collapsed today. 6.5% in the Bitcoin price, 12% in the Ethereum, 10% in the XRP, 8%, almost 9% in the AMP, 11% followed by 13% with the XLM and the H-bar, the XDCs, the Algos, the Solanas, the DGB is the one that's slightly up but still down. The Velos, they're all crashing. Old Vincenzo has been on top of this, and the first mover advantage and the value of becoming a member of Jabroni Killers, helping us support the channel and move our movement and spread our message of truth, trust, education, and information, most importantly, enforcing a change in the sphere. The best way and the cheapest for the best value you can do to get this information is $3.99 a month, member of Jabroni Killer. And the thing that it gets you is like Tony Brown, XRP just passed 190. Are you thinking it will quickly go to $1.26 in the very short term, or will it get a bounce maybe at $1.50 or so? Thank you for your video. And this right here is what you get. I read and comment back to you either via text real quick or in the video, and I talk about what you guys are asking me, and you have carte blanche and the first mover, and I get you on the next video. Let's get Vin to 2K followers. Thank you for Run J9U for the support. Vin thinks tariffs are good. President Trump is a genius. This is going to be the biggest transfer of wealth this great country has ever seen. I sure hope so. Thanks for the comment. Just joined Jabroni Killers. Garbanzo134, thank you very much. What's your take on Sologenic, please? It's built on X. So we'll look at that, and you can see this is what you get. XDC dropping to the next leg. So we got to do XDC, and thank you. I believe this is my friend from the great country of Mexico. We'll take a look at these three things. $3.99 a month. It's as easy as going to one of my videos like this, going to my homepage, and then somebody's going to try to talk to us, and then hit join member Jabroni Killer, $3.99 a month. Make sure you follow and hit the bell notification, or it's in all the video description and or the pinned comment below there, right? And that's just how easy it is. We're having a growing explosion based on our technical analysis and keeping you out ahead of this. So the first one that we had, I should have kept the comments up. Shit. Get that out of there. Let's go back to the comments. I should have kept that up because I had what I needed in there. This is what we needed. View all. Get out of there. So the first one was the XRP. Let's break this down from our lovely new member, Jabroni Killers. Yes, there could be a bounce. I was thinking when this was coming down to the 200-day moving average in the daily time frame, if we take a look at this with the full screen, with this head and shoulders, as this broke down with the candle body, I was thinking once we got near the $1.94 with the candle body, there could be a wick below it. But I thought there would be somewhere in this area. Still do not want to buy you, and you're a bearish asset to this show. I thought there would be some kind of a bounce somewhere in here that would bring you back up to the neckline, and then you would have to be confirmed in that hook nose bearish reversal pattern, and it gives you a confirmed bearish rejection, and that would drive you to the targeted move. But could you have a quick wick down to the $1.29? Absolutely. Sort of like, especially in the market that you're seeing now, could you have a big wick like this, but that immediately gets bought back and then you trade sideways to up for a week to 10 days? Absolutely, there could be a big wick. But just like when that big wick came down, I told you that wasn't fulfilling anything. That's where the price was eventually going to come back to. But I do think before it clears $1.29, there will be some kind of a slight buyback. I was thinking it was going to be around the 200-day in the daily and do something like that. But could it be from the $1.50 to the $1.60 range and do it? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to flush straight down from current price to a technical target and then trade there for a minute before we have a rally of 33%? I wouldn't think so. Stranger things have happened, but I would tend to think there will be a slight bounce somewhere. I was thinking it was going to be around that 200-day moving average in a daily time frame with a wick there. And right now we've definitely wicked down. If we go into the hour time frame, you can see this has all been happening over this afternoon. Let's see if there's been any kind of a pullback up in the 5 minute. There's trying to be, but still nothing confirmed. This is around the area that I would have thought you would have a buyback, because there's a 200-day in the daily at $1.94. So we're going to watch this area, as I could see it pull back up, say over the next day or two, and pull back to get that rejection up there, and then you confirm it. But that's something that we have to watch. But yes, there is a chance, lovely member jabroni killers, of that happening. And I thought it would be around the 200-day moving average with a slight bounce, but we'll have to wait and see. With the existential tariff news driving all the markets down, the gold market's down, the stock market's down, the international markets are down. The dollar is up, though, so that's good. When the dollar's up, that means the purchasing power of your dollar is getting stronger, so that's good. That can help mitigate some of the inflationary price reaction going on right now in the deflationary stock market, right? And crypto market. So that's a great question. We're going to have that bearish cross, as you can see, soon. But I appreciate member jabroni killers, and this is what you get. You get my utmost attention. Let's see. We had another comment here. I'm not sure what this is. SOLO. Is that Solana? I don't think that's Solana. SOLOGENIC. I'm assuming it's a crypto. Maybe it is Solana. Maybe this is Solana. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this coin is. It's built on the Ethereum platform. No, Solana's way up there at like hundreds of dollars. So I don't know anything about this coin. We're going to take a look at it for the first time here, because member Jabroni Killer wants to look at it. And you can see, ooh, if this is the coin you're following, that is, ooh. Someone got fleece heisted and shisted doing an extreme degree, one of the most extreme degrees that I've seen on here, if people bought it up here. But you can see the price action, there's not really a whole lot on there, because this thing's just been straight down. Yeah, so this isn't very good. This thing's just straight down. You don't even get maybe in the daily time frame, it'll give us a better read on this. No. So this is your mean of the volume right there. So we're going to put a red line there. That's your major support and resistance, obviously. But most of the trading's been below it, and the trading looks to be almost dead. I don't like what I'm looking at this coin. I don't know anything about it, but this is very, very bearish. You can see last year you had the volume when it came out, it looks like just a extreme sell-off from the very beginning. If this was ever even up that high at 27, I don't know. But you can see it immediately came down 99.53%. And it's traded sideways. And look at that volume. There's virtually no volume. It's trading in a way that it looks like it's in the 1930s. So I would say I don't like the looks of this. But just based on the technicals, a major area of underneath support is down there near, which looks like that's the all-time low, even stemming from back there. That's a major underneath support level, obviously. But this price does not look good. This coin does not look good based on what I'm seeing in the brief time. But 0.07 could very quickly happen after this little bit of a return rally, because right now all it looks like it's doing, although it looks like there's slightly more volume, maybe-ish, here recently with the way the candles look in the daily. But that's your major support you have to hold, or you're in price discovery to the downside, and that's not what you want to see when you're down about 99%. Still don't want to buy you. You're still a negative bearish asset with these commercials and advertisements down there, right? And you can see, so that's your major upper resistance, obviously, and your major lower support. I would tend to think this coin's coming down, but I do not know anything about this coin. But to me, Garbanzo 134, that is not what I would like to see, trying to put some kind of real money into a coin, other than you're trying to play a quick pump. But that everything looks very bad there, but I don't know anything about the coin. I'll have to look more into that. XDC dropping to the next leg low. Love the update, brother. Where do you see XDC dropping to? Let's go look at XDC. That's one that we follow. Let's get into there, bring it into the full screen. We're in this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. Again, remember, jabroni killers or subscribers to this page, you got the first mover advantage back here. We draw out this head and shoulders, and we have this target here from the head and shoulders. See where the arrow is? The top part of this orange trading zone is where we believe, and I believe the price is coming, because you had a left shoulder, a well-defined head, right shoulder, the neckline, which was kind of slanted from the top of the head to the neckline to the point of a breakout, and that's how we get our target down there. And you can see that's something that we've been talking about. We've had the bearish cross. The 50 is now well below the 100. We're going to have a golden bearish cross here in probably the next week to 2 weeks where the 50 gets below the 200, and that's going to help, I believe, drive the price down to this technical target. And I believe we're coming down here on the next big drop, and we must hit is 0.04212, and that's what I've been talking about and promoting, and I still believe that that's exactly what's going on. If we look at the V low, another one that we gave, according to my subscribers and followers, I was the only one bearish. And V low, back here, when you guys brought this back to my attention, we were attempting a breakout, and on the top side of this rising wedge resistance level, and we showed you this is a rising wedge, which is a bullish continuation pattern, but a bearish reversal pattern 6.5 to 7 out of 10 times percentage-wise after you fulfill the pattern. And you can see how wide it is at the beginning. Lower support, roll lower support, lower support, lower support, forms a duck's beak and tightens up at the end where you have to make a breakout. And you can see we had multiple resistance points hit. Resistance, resistance. The resistance right here where we started talking and following this because my lovely subscriber asked, and I said, well, if you don't confirm and hold above and break out of this and you fall back below into this rising wedge, you were going to get bearish, and your bearish target was all the way down here at the bottom part of this wedge. And if we go into the 4-hourly now, you can see we've broken below the wedge, and we were way up here when we made that target, when we made that call, all the way up here. And we said lower support was a 61.69% fall. We came down there, we bounced on it. We said we would most likely come back down and double test. And then if you couldn't bounce off of that, you're going to break below it, and then you would look for a confirmed breakdown. And right now it's showing signs of a confirmed breakdown. And on a confirmed breakdown, you could still come back up and retest up there at major upper resistance and where all the moving averages are if we scroll back out into the daily time frame, because we've had our bearish cross, I believe, and you can see we've had our golden bearish cross where you can see how far we've come since the last time we updated these. We're way out ahead in the golden bearish cross. You can see the 200-day is now, it's a complete reversal where the short-term moving average is on the bottom and the long-term moving average is on the top. And our technical target out of that is all the way down there at 0.002429, which is the bottom of the wedge, where the wedge started. Come here, the program director's talking. Come here, boy. Come on. But that doesn't mean that we have to go down there in a straight drop. We could still have a move back up to confirm a breakdown, and then we go down there. But that is your technical target, and that's what looks like where you're going. And the market remains bearish. We're going to have to continue to watch this, but we've kept you prepared out ahead of it with the information and the education and a trustful, truthful, insightful, easy to understand way with you, my lovely subscribers, on our way to 10,000 subscribers and our way to 100 members of Jabroni Killers, helping make this the fastest, largest, most informative, best value cryptocurrency, gold and silver bullion market and updates that you can get in a truth and trustful way. Peace and love. The Rex Eyebrow J.